How's it going? Johnny Wolf here from ABC Attraction. We just got done with a Los Angeles boot camp. And this is Jared. He's known on the boards as Mythically. And we had a great time, and he's agreed to do a video testimonial. And I'm going to leave the room so he can be as honest as he wants. And
yeah. Alright, so I got started with this boot camp, and I had a little bit of approach anxiety. I had, been with about 4 girls, very little experience touching girls, very little experience kissing girls, nothing like that. On the second day of the boot camp, I kissed a girl in a club. Blew me away. I was just ecstatic. The first night, I got a phone number, and it was the first solid phone number, I've gotten in weeks, and I've been trying really hard to master the game. And now I'm already in text game with the girl, So I think this boot camp has just blown me away. In a moment, you'll see a picture that they're going to take. I'm going to go back to the clothes that I was wearing before when I came into the boot camp and kind of the posture I had, and it is not a pretty sight. I have changed so much since this boot camp. You can see, these clothes we pick out during the fashion session. I look so much more amazing, so much more manly than I did before. They picked out my problems during this boot camp really quickly. They knew, the first night they called me in, they told me that I come off way too effeminate. I've got to work on that. So I start working on it, and they give me tips. Throughout the nights, like second night, Johnny Wolf said, we're not going to, point out sets. Well, most of the time they didn't. They did point out some sets. They're nice guys, and they helped out a lot, but they always gave feedback. They always gave great feedback. JT, Asian Playboy, the first night, he's on his weekend off anyway. He's been working hard. He deserves a weekend off. He comes out anyway, comes back early, types up notes for every one of us, specific, so that he can talk to us, and then spends the whole night talking with a guy specifically to help him. The dedication is totally there. They are among the most dedicated trainers I have worked with, and the amount of progression that I've made in just 3 days is astounding. Going to kiss a girl on the in the club was just awesome, and she was hot. And I set up a day 2, so we're going to be going to Disneyland. It'll be a lot of fun. I think the ABC's model, their attraction system, is really good. I've learned from a lot of different people. I've been to seminars where I didn't learn, maybe a fourth of what the seminar costs to go to, if that. It's really not worth it. The ABC's Attraction Bootcamp is, I think, the single best investment I've ever made. The ABC's Attraction model is very flexible and very useful. It can fit in with pretty much any other system. It's not specific to one method or one type that you want to do. It's very general, but it still provides you a direction and a structure so you know where you're at and you know what you need to be doing, and it works. It totally works. And I actually found myself just accidentally blending in things that I learned from other trainers that were useful, but I would never have been able to do that with those other trainers alone, because they just didn't push me in the field. They didn't take me out. They didn't actually show me how to do it and, take care of it. So, like I said, Johnny Wolf did not push me quite as hard as they said they would, because they made some pretty big threats, how hard they were going to push us. But they did push us very hard. They were not here to be our friend. They're here to make you learn, and you will learn. If you come in and you put forth some effort, it's going to take effort. There's no way you can learn this stuff without actually trying, But if you come to a boot camp and you put forth some effort, they will change you. This will change your life. Me 3 days ago, I had girls telling me they thought I was gay the first night. Before I really got into the game, I was wearing like khakis and t-shirts. That was my entire wardrobe, is khakis and t-shirts. I moved out of California. That doesn't fly in California, so I switched to a bunch of jeans. Well, now I have crappy jeans and t-shirts. Still not a big improvement. Then I find, a gay guy and who knows, has some fashion sense, and he helps me, and he ends up with better looking khakis and sort of half khaki, half jeans. And dress shirts. Not a huge improvement. I already had some dress shirts. They were not particularly great. One day fashion stuff with these guys. I mean, look at me. You gotta check out the back of this. The back of the blazer. It's freaking awesome. It's gonna take an effort. It's not cheap, but the difference is astounding. And I know every penny that I invested in this, every bit of ramen noodles that I have to eat for the next 6 months will be totally worth it, because, like I said, I'm already in text game, text banter with this girl who's really attracted to me, and she's very attractive, probably 8.5. Met her on the first night of the boot camp, and she's really intelligent, which is really important to me. The second girl I met, I kissed her the same night. She was an Indian girl, very attractive. ABC's attraction just blew me away, and that was like my 4th set of the night. And the teachers, the students, when we're in the field, it's amazing to me how I will be in a set, and I know I'm being watched, but I'm not really aware of it, because I can never find the guys. I can never find the teachers. So I eject from the set, and then the teachers find me a moment later, and they say, okay, here's what you did, here's what you did, here's what you did. Just amazing. The girls don't really know that we're being coached. But sometimes, I was sitting with the Indian girl, and I was taking it real slow, because I'm kind of effeminate. I'm still trying to get over that, and my approach anxiety, and my kind of uncomfortable touching her. And Johnny comes in, and Johnny goes, I think it's time for D, man. He walks off. The girl's like, what? Huh? So I jump into D. And then, the same thing, about 45 minutes later, John comes in, I think it's time for K, man. I'm like, okay, now I gotta kiss her. And the girls, I laughed about it and joked about it with the girl, but she had no idea what was going on. So it's an amazing experience. I would wholeheartedly recommend the money, whatever you gotta do to credit card, don't ruin your life over it. But if you can get to a boot camp, get to a boot camp. It will help you out more than it can possibly describe. I'll report back. If you guys want to check in with me, my name is Mythical Lee on the forums. You can send an email to me at mythicallee@gmail.com, and I will respond and let you know, how I progressed, and be totally honest in my feedback. I've been to other seminars, hated it. I'm working with other trainers who I really like, but the other trainers don't push you anywhere near as hard as the ABCs of Attraction. My wing, after I send him my field report for the KISS close, he is going to flip his shit, and he is going to sign up for the boot camp. I know he's going to sign up.